Hey boys and girls. Today we are starting a new unit and this is about coordinates, and today we're going to describe a coordinate system. So we're going to be able to look at coordinate grids and find a point and describe how we got to that point. So as we're doing this, we're going to review coordinates. We talked about them a lot with weather. When we were tracking hurricanes, we had coordinates, how west or north a hurricane was moving. When you ride on an airplane, they're looking at those coordinates. You know, the whole world has coordinates. And we are going to use these cardinal directions: north, east, south, and west. You may remember younger learning never eat soggy waffles to remember how the directions go. So we are going to talk about those cardinal directions, and that's going to help us as we start to use coordinates. So we are in your module 10 through 20 book, and we're on page 473. And it says Anne lives 3 blocks east and 5 blocks north of the elementary school. Ben lives 6 blocks east and 3 blocks north of the elementary school. What directions could Anne and Ben use to walk to each other's home? Okay, so let's first talk about the directions. And we've got east is over here, so if we're going east, we're going to the right. West, we're going to the left. North, we're going up, and south, we're going down. So make sure that we are doing that. Now when we're looking, our job is going to be figuring out what direction Anne and Ben should use to walk to each other's home. Alright, so it doesn't tell us exactly where the school is, but it does tell us about where they live in relation to the school. So I'm just going to put the school like right here, okay? I'm going to put an S for school. So it says that Anne lives 3 blocks east. So let's go 1, 2, 3. You know you're at a block when you go to the next place where they intersect. 1, 2, 3 east, and 5 blocks north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know this is going to be Anne. Ben lives 6 blocks east. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 blocks north. 1, 2, 3. And that is Ben. What directions should Anne and Ben use to walk to each other's home? So now that I know how far they live away from school, if they were to go to each other's home, you could say Anne. So if Anne's wanting to go to Ben's home, she could walk 1, 2, 3 blocks east and 1, 2 south, because she's going down. And Ben, if he wanted to go to Anne's house, and you can do it either way, but let's say he wants to go 1, 2, 3 west, and then 1, 2 north. 3 west and 2 north. 1, 2, that should be 3 east, shouldn't it? Woo. Okay. All right. So really we're just practicing those directions, which way do we go, because we are going to start seeing different points on a grid, and we're going to have to see how far apart they are. So let's turn the page. Now a coordinate system is a plane formed by 2 perpendicular number lines that intersect. So don't let all those words get you confused. 2 perpendicular number lines that intersect. So we've got these lines that are intersecting, okay? Perpendicular lines make that 90-degree angle like we see right here. Down here is our x-axis. It always goes left to right. And our y-axis goes up and down. When we're in 5th grade, we are just looking at this one portion of the grid. But really, there are 4 quadrants, is what they're called, of a grid. We stay up here in the top right because this is all positive numbers. But next year, you're going to see how you use these coordinates, and you can make all 4 of them, and you would have negative and positive numbers. So it's pretty interesting. It's very important to know that the x-axis is right to left and the y-axis is up and down. Okay, so, I already started doing what it says. A says label each axis and circle the origin. Now our origin, it says these number lines or axes meet at 0 on the number line, and this is called the origin. So we're supposed to circle that origin. You're going to see that in your this vocabulary used because they may say start at the origin and move to the right, and so you're going to need to know what the origin is and where it's found. This location can be represented by using, a point represents a location in the coordinate system. So this location can be represented using 2 values. Why are 2 values needed? Meaning, okay, it's asking about the pool here. So I'm going to just make up a new one. Let's say that there's a shop right here. Why are 2 values needed? If I know where this is, I need to be able to call it by its x and y axis. Because if I just look at the shop and say it's at 5, well, maybe I think it's here. And it's really not on 5, it's on 2, 5. So having them on 2 places, each number represents a different axis. So when we're saying 2 numbers, it's helping us know where is it on the x and where is it on the y. One value is called x, the second is y. What does each value describe? Okay, so that x is your right to left, and your y is your up and down. And so you may also say that it's horizontal and vertical. Up and down is vertical. Okay, locate the pool. What is its x? So let's look at the pool. So look at the x-axis. The pool would be here at 6. And the y-axis, the pool is at 3. The most common mistake when using coordinates is not doing them in the correct order. So saying that this is 3, 6. So remember that we always do our x, then our y, just like the alphabet. So that pool is 6, 3. 6 to the right, 3 up. If we were to do 3, 6, we would go 3 to the right and 6 up, and that would not be correct. Okay, let's look at 475. A city planner uses a coordinate grid to show different locations. Each unit represents one town block. What ordered pair represents the location of the pet store? So the pet store is put somewhere that can be tricky sometimes. How can we describe the location of the pet store? I see the pet store here, and it is on that y-axis. But I remember that I have to have x and y. So the pet store, how far did I go on my x? I went none. I stayed on the 0, but I went straight up 4. So I hope that makes sense. We did not go anywhere on our x-axis, but we have to represent that with a 0. But I did go 4 up. Okay, B, from the origin right here. how do you move along each axis to reach the pet store? 0 to the right, 4 up, or 4 on the Y, then 0 on the X. Also, one thing I say to help me is that you move right up. Like we're going to go right up there to the top. Go right, then up. Go right up. At what X coordinate is the pet store? The X coordinate of the pet store is 0 and the Y is 4. So the ordered pair, which is more vocabulary, the ordered pair is just the X and the Y. That's all that means. Ordered pair is X and Y. So, how do you move from the origin to reach the library? Remember, origin, library. I'm going to move right then up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the right, and 5 up. And I'm just going to write 9 and 5. You can write 9 right and 5 up. What is the ordered pair for the library? Oops, already wrote it. 9, 5. Okay, guys? Let's see here. I want to make sure you don't have any. Okay. All right, so I want y'all to keep working hard and complete your homework for today and do your best.